I mean, discussions with the past CEO, he says they actually had temporary staff, and some of, I mean, and they've been working with them. I'm surprised because I look at the labor law, it talks about a temporary staff that works 6 months or more with the same employer becomes it's treated as a permanent staff under this law. And some of them have been there. The question is, how does an entity of that nature run just with temporary staff?
Two things. It could mean that entity, being a state entity, didn't have the clearance to make those staff permanent. That also reflects weakness in management negotiating with authorities. If those jobs had value, it would be easy for you to justify them. If they didn't have value, it would be difficult for you to justify them. If you were filling the spaces with bodies just to create false employment, then you are dealing in a different area. Okay? Now, that area is likely to be the area of politics. You are just putting people in employment and paying them for political reasons. You should go with them. So if those jobs were proper and had value, then you should make the case so that they'll be carried on. Now, under no circumstance must a letter like that be written by competent management. And sometimes, because these are in the area of politics, they don't want to subject themselves to proper management size. But I do not want to see that. That NEIP letter, again, reveals catastrophic management and total lack of planning. If they want to explain it in politics, then this is what they must do. When you make those political decisions, you don't have a right to lay it on your successor. So they should go with them. But if you write a letter like this, suspending a whole troop of people, you have advertised that you are not capable of running that institution. If any of the people who made those decisions are there, they should all be fired. Every one of them. The law does not allow you to do that. And in fact, when you do that, you put the institution in jeopardy. Okay? Depending on the details of what has happened, some of these people can take a class action and then you end up paying a huge sum of money in compensation. So what is it about loading a place with people that you didn't need? Okay? And then now you have to suspend them. Why did you have to do it in the first place? That's why I'm saying something to the effect that we need to grow up in the way we manage things. All right?
Right.
So that these things don't become necessary.
Kofi, let me read this to you. It's from the memo, the NEIP memo. It says, following extensive follow-ups to resolve the issues related to the employment of existing staff, it has been determined that the complexity and legal implications of these issues prevent us from using operational funds to pay monthly staff allowances. Management has been instructed to adhere strictly to due process in regularizing staff employment matters to prevent further legal complication. What legal complication could they be talking about? What could they legally have done wrong by paying staff with their funds?
So they have put together a lot of English to simply advertise their incompetence. And it's interesting that some of the things they are saying are actually counter. You are exposing yourself to even worse legal problems by doing what you've done because it's unlawful in Act 651 in Ghana's labor law. Ghana's labor law does not allow this. And then when you talk about following complexities and whatever it is, you simply told us, I didn't know what I was doing. I am disqualified by my conduct because this conduct has created this huge problem, which is a problem for me, it is a problem for you, the employee, and it's a problem for the state. And to say that it is to avoid legal complexity, this creates legal complexity. Our law does not allow you to suspend people without cause. So what they've done exposes them to legal liability. And what do they mean by complexity? When you were employing the people, what was the thinking? Again, that is why I say management should be reviewed by its judgment and actions, which should be recorded. So if this were a different arrangement, those people who did that would be asked to justify their actions. Now, if you even bring it into a space of politics, and when I say that, I don't mean politics is an excuse for bad management, but we know what we are dealing with.